Ricky Ponting is a retired Australian batsman that was the captain of the Australian national side and was one of the world's best batsmen. Punchy, aggressive, feisty. His positive and aggressive approach to batting set the tone for the batting order and will continue the ethos of the Australian approach to playing cricket. With a technique and approach that has helped him amass runs in all formats around the world, here we'll be analysing his batting style and technique. Ponting's batting stance typically sees him set up with an open stance on leg stump before the ball is bowled. This is to negate his propensity to plant his front foot across his stumps to avoid getting trapped LBW. As the ball is released, Ponting will then plant his front foot across the stumps. From here, he will move forward or back depending on the length. It's important to note that Ponting's base position and deep bend of the knees allows for the quick transfer of weight forward and back. On this occasion, he gets right out to the ball and drives on the up. The pull and hook shot is Ricky Ponting's signature shot. While his batting stance and trigger will see him initially move onto the front foot, his weight transference and hand-eye coordination sees him punish bowlers who are fractionally short. This is an indicator of how quickly Ponting picks length. When playing the short ball, as the ball is released, Ponting has a big press onto the front foot. He has a high back lift which will enhance his ability to get over the bounce of the ball. As he spots the short ball, he has a deep bend of the knees and he bends the back knee lower. The bend of the back leg then allows him to rotate and open up the hips as he pulls the ball away with power. As he completes the shot, we see how he rotates and pivots off the back leg. In this next example, Ponting has the initial front foot press as well as the high back lift. As he spots the line and length, rather than bend deeper from the back leg, he steps the back leg back and across, and this is due to him spotting the line and angle of the short ball. In that back and across movement of the back leg, he bends the knee. This in turn allows him to pivot and rotate the hips through, and once again pull the ball with power and relative ease. We can also see how he rotates and pivots off the back leg as he completes the shot. In this third example, Ponting highlights how dominant and intimidating the execution of the ball shot can be. As the ball is released, he has the front foot press and high back lift. He collapses the back leg. However, unlike the two previous examples, his weight remains on the front foot. Amazingly, Ponting rotates the hips through but pulls the ball off the front foot. As mentioned earlier, Ponting initially has a front foot press when facing the fast bowlers. From this position, when playing the off drive, he will continue with a bigger stride out to the ball, almost lunging outside off stump. This allows him to get closer to the pitch of the delivery and play with the bat and pad together. Here, he drives the ball square and utilises an excellent bend of the knees that allows him to get momentum into the shot. The head, bat and body are pointing in the general direction he wants to hit the ball. We can see in the slow motion view how he uses soft hands to open the face of the bat at the point of contact to get the ball square. In this second example, we once again see Ponting's initial front foot press, and from here he spots the length. He gets a bigger stride out to the ball and he times the drive through the covers. Ponting typically picks the bat up towards the 3rd-4th slip region before the ball is bowled. As the ball is released, he picks the bat up straight in line with his head position with the bat face pointing towards the point region. From this position, Ponting will execute his shots accordingly. Due to Ponting planting his front foot across his stumps, it has led to bowlers to try and target him with a full straight delivery to get the LBW. At his peak, Ponting's hand-eye and balance was so good that he could clip deliveries off middle through the leg side. As a result, bowlers would fall into the trap of trying to bowl too straight. In this example, he plants his front foot across his stumps. The ball pitches around off, and before impact it appears to be heading for middle and leg. Ponting, maintaining excellent balance, clips the ball with ease, square of the wicket. We can see that the head is overly balanced to the offside and there is danger of him falling across the line. However, such is the balance and hand-eye coordination, he's able to clip the straight deliveries comfortably. Another intimidating and strong shot in Ponting's armoury is the straight drive. The shot itself when played oozes class and dominance. As the ball is released, Ponting gets into position to plant his front foot for the front foot press. However, he spots the length early and continues to plant his front foot further outside off stump. We also need to factor in during this particular clip, the ball was starting to reverse, so he perhaps was trying to get outside the line to avoid being trapped LBW. From this position, Ponting punches down on the ball with the bat in line with his head position. We can also see he has tremendous balance into the shot as he holds his shape. Ponting could switch between playing conventional cricket shots to going aerial. In this next example, playing the straight drive, he has the front foot press. Using the bend of the knees, he slightly opens up his hips to allow for the clean swing of the bat down the ground. In addition to this, he had excellent balance on the front foot as he lofts the ball with ease. This highlights how simple Ponting's execution of his shots are. When playing spin, Ponting is typically on the lookout for anything short. Before the ball is bowled, he will set up with an open stance. As the ball is released, he'll have a big front foot press. From this position, he'll move forward or back depending on the length. When playing the cut shot, he'll move the back foot slightly back and across as he pushes the weight back and clears the front leg. He'll back away further as he cuts the ball. When pulling the spinners, Ponting again utilises the front foot press. He moves the back foot back and across again, and then slightly opens up from the front foot to allow him to get into the power hit position. We can see he has a deep end of the knees which allows him to get low on the ball and pull the ball with power. With Ponting's ability to cut and pull the spinners, he knows that they're going to try and bowl fuller. Being the attacking and proactive batsman he was, he would skip down the pitch to go downtown. In this example, he waits for the ball to be released before planting his front foot down the pitch. He then skips the back leg and front leg, outside leg to get inside the line of the ball. He collapses the back leg to allow for his hips to open up so that he can get a clean swing of the bat through to hit down straight. In test matches, Ponting ended his career with a great average of almost 52 across 168 games. He finished with over 13,000 runs, which puts him second on the all-time list behind Sachin Tendulkar, and to add to that he finished with 41 centuries. Against all major cricketing nations, he averaged no less than 44, with India being his most favourite team for runs scored. In ODIs he averaged 42 with close to 14,000 runs scored, including 30 centuries. One of Ponting's main weaknesses was falling across his stumps and getting trapped LBW, or lunging at the ball outside off stump. When it came to LBWs, the issue was that occasionally he would lose his balance because his head would fall over to the offside. In this first example, we can see the front foot press across his stumps. Due to the fact he has planted his front foot, he ends up having to play around his pad, resulting in him playing across the line. Also, we can see that his head position falls to the offside. In the second example, we again see Ponting plant his front foot across his stumps. As a result of the ball nipping back, his head falls a long way outside off stump and he plays across the line. This results in him losing his balance and getting trapped LBW. In this third example, Ponting plants his front foot slightly on the line of middle. This is to combat the reverse swing, but it also indicates that he was aware of his propensity to plant his front foot across his stumps. However, he still continues to plant his front foot across as his head falls over the nipbacker. The top three bowlers that have dismissed Ponting the most in his career are Nantini at number 3, Kallis at number 2, and Harbhajan Singh at number 1. Ponting's troubles against Harbhajan were due to the fact that he would often lunge at the ball outside off stump on turning wickets. As we can see in these examples in their earlier duels, Ponting would get out bat pad or gloving the ball. Even when dismissed in Australia, Harbhajan had success in bowling sliders and top spinners as a way of combating his eagerness to lunge forward. Would a prime Ricky Ponting be the best batsman in the world over the time period of the last decade? And would he have slotted or dethroned any of the Fab Four? I think this would depend on the format. In test matches, I believe a prime Ricky Ponting would be the number 1 batsman in the world. With the pitches in test matches being much flatter during this period or the past decade, I think his technique would allow him to score plenty of runs. There is no doubt in my mind that a prime Ponting would be in the top order of the Australian batting lineup in the past decade. Imagine a batting order with a prime Ricky Ponting and Steve Smith. In ODIs over the past decade, I would say Virat would still be the number 1 batsman and Ponting would probably be in the top 5 if not the top 3. Ponting was already playing aggressive cricket in the late 90s and early 2000s and was willing to take on the field. In T20s, I think he wouldn't be in the top ranked batsman in the world, but his technique and ability to adapt would allow him to slot in at the top of the order to make use of the power plays